everybody! How fantastic to be here with you. Can't believe it's been a year since I was last on this stage, and today I have one of the best jobs in introducing your three finalists, your three Small Business Icon finalists. I've been hanging out the back with them. They're all ready to go. So how about before we go any further, we check out the first video. Let's take a look at Brian Young from Toronto, from Home Painting Toronto.
I'm Brian Young from Home Painters Toronto. I'm the owner and founder, and we've been in business since 1991, serving Toronto and the GTA, meeting residential and commercial painting services. Early on, the challenges in my business was the fact that I was a one-man show. I was a little bit of a control freak. I wanted to do everything myself, and I felt like I was always the best man to do it. And because of that, I could never train someone, or I could never scale out the business to a certain size any bigger because of that. Back in the old days, the main means of marketing was cold calling, canvassing door-to-door, and lawn sign distribution, which I was really good at. In 2011, I was canvassing door-to-door just 4 years ago. And I upset a client because I was interrupting his dinner, and he literally punched me in the face. He shoved me and then punched me in the face. And I knew at that point I had to change. There was no compromise on this. I had to change to the internet and find new ways of marketing my business. We use InfusionSoft for lead qualification, for finding out information about the client, for appointment booking information, sales process, automated deposits once they've decided to book with us, automated information on the job so we know what we're looking into. Any other points that they're concerned about, for example, if they have a dog and they're worried about their dog being put out, we send up an automated email asking for that information. So once I pass the information on to my production manager, they know exactly what they're in for. Since starting InfusionSoft 3 years ago, we've been able to grow our revenues 350%. We've been able to increase our customer satisfaction rating from 85% to 98%. And we've been able to grow our database from 200 clients to over 6,000. InfusionSoft has been great because it gives me the freedom to play hockey or to play as many games as I want. The favorite part about hockey is I like to rub guys out. It gets some aggression. I don't mind, like, you know, if they get in my territory, I'll like give them a little bit of a stick action, you know, get the lumber. I have to say that since starting my website, joining InfusionSoft, and scaling up my business the way I have, I've literally been able to live virtually every dream I've ever wanted. It's changed my life in so many ways. Thank you so much.
Hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Turn away beside the door.
What a great story. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Brian Young. Go.
Hello, InfusionCon, how are you? I'm absolutely thrilled to be here, and it's an honor to be able to share my story. Hopefully some of it will resonate with you so you can hopefully use it in your business as well. Before I get started, though, I just want to give you a quick story about how I got involved with InfusionCon. I actually applied in 2013, and unfortunately, my application got rejected, so we didn't get accepted. So I was a little bummed out. And in 2014, when it came around, so I wasn't really that motivated to apply. So to my advantage, actually, Kelsey, my ICC, encouraged me to do so. He thought I had some pretty good numbers and a good story, so I did so. And I remember I left it to the very last minute, December 23rd, 9 p.m., just before Christmas, and I applied. Took me about an hour and a half. I didn't really do anything in terms of prep except for I just typed and said it from the heart, attached a couple screenshots and a couple links to what we've done, and lo and behold, a month later they called us and I was accepted. So thank you so much. Thank you. And I have to say that anyone that's thinking about doing 2016, I completely recommend it. It's been doing unbelievable things for my business exposure-wise. My staff has loved the recognition, as well as it's been a great thing for me personally because I've been able to reflect on the past 3 years and how far I've come. So it's great. A little bit about Home Painters Toronto. We are a residential and commercial painting business in Toronto, Canada. And that's the home of Rob Ford. He's actually a really nice guy. Our team is comprised of 8 in-house staff, 30-plus subcontractors, as well as various consultants and coaches, which help us grow our business. And as you can see, that's our mascot. Keeps us going when we're having a tough day. And our services include interior and exterior painting, as well as handyman services. I actually got started in business at the age of 2, watching my dad. He's in the appliance business, and I just basically watched him, and I got a lot of my inspiration as well as my, some of my work ethic from watching him work. It was pretty as simple as that. And in 1987, I call it my dream shot. It's always been my dream to run my own business. And in 1987, I was in university, and they recruited me on campus, and that was my first chance to run my business, so it was great. And back in '87, they didn't have any email marketing, any cell phones. Actually, we used pagers to communicate, if you can imagine. And our main primary means of marketing was cold calling, lawn signs, and direct mail. So we actually did no email marketing, no technology whatsoever. And so things were going along quite well until about 1997, 2000, and that's when the internet took over my business and how clients found their painters. And me being an old school guy, it was really tough for me to change. I did not want to change. I was a pretty good cold caller, but I didn't want to embrace this new technology or adapt to the market conditions. And because of that, I basically had 15 years of declining sales. And that was a really, really tough, long run, 15 years of negative sales. So pretty much until 2011, I call it the punch that changed my life, or we can call it also the $1 million punch. One of my clients, well, actually he was supposed to be a client, but he was upset at me cold calling his house during dinner time. So he actually punched me in the face, as I said in the video, and that really hit home. It was tough. It was tough. But it actually was something that I needed. I needed something to knock some sense into me to realize that I was not marketing right, and I had to change, or else my business was going to die. So actually, I should thank the client for that. And I have to say that in this 15-year tenure, there's so many days and weeks and months I wanted to just quit and give up. And I had so many reasons to at the same time. I was just declining sales. And there's certain things that I used to help me get through those times. I don't know if any of you have seen Rocky 1 or 2. Whenever I'd have a tough day, I would turn on Rocky, and it would get me all pumped up for the next day. So it was really helpful to have good role models as Rocky. And as well as, I don't know if you saw the pig in my face, but I call it the pig-headed determination. Whoop. Let me just go back here. Yeah, I call it pig-headed determination. So I had this belief that no matter how bad things got, no matter how wrong things were, I could somehow turn this thing around. And even though I didn't know how, I could somehow find a way, and I had that belief that it could happen, which kept me going through as well. And that's when I actually capitulated in 2012 and actually hired some outside help in Michael Torgerson, and he actually was my business coach. Does anyone want to see how we turn things around in 3 years? Awesome. Thank you. Okay, the first thing we did was we established a marketing budget of about 5 to 10%, and then we spent that money on a website. We finally got a website in 2012. SEO specialist, pay-per-click campaign. We joined some review sites, as well as we joined InfusionSoft. And let me explain that when I first joined InfusionSoft, it was a really, really tough time. If you can imagine, I'm not even used to smartphones. So like you guys call it ConfusionSoft, but it was IllusionSoft to me. It just made no sense whatsoever. Just gave me headaches every day. So I was really down and bummed out, and there was times actually I really wanted to quit InfusionSoft even. And luck as you have it, and that's when actually I met my current IC, Kelsey. And true story, I actually didn't meet him on Marketplace. I met him actually at a men's group seminar in Puerto Vallarta, and I was telling him about my business, how I was trying to expand it. And but this InfusionSoft thing was driving me crazy. So he actually helped me out, and he said, Brian, listen, he actually offered to do it for free, so he didn't even charge me for the first 3 or 4 months. And now I forced him to take my money eventually because I was doing so many things with it. But I have to thank Kelsey for that. He helped me through the first hurdle, which was getting all set up. The first thing we did was we broke our sales process down from a new lead to provide a quote, book job, and then get money. And through that, actually, we broke it down further into 12 different stages. And that was the basis or the roadmap that we use even today in terms of how we market our business and how we try to nurture our clients to getting through each stage of the process. And of course, our first tiny win, I call it the left voice message nagger, because what it does is it reminds the client to follow up each day in terms of calling us back and then setting up an appointment. And I remember the first email I got was this really totally blew my mind, because this was the first time in my life I didn't actually have to physically call a customer to set up an appointment. And that just, a light bulb went off, and it just blew my mind, because I didn't realize, like in normal marketing, I'd have to do it all myself. Through automation, this actually did it for me. So this showed me the capabilities of automation and what InfusionSoft could do for my business. And then that's when I realized that InfusionSoft was really about a lot of small wins, at least for my business. It wasn't about sending out a huge amount of emails all at once and getting a huge response rate. It was about a lot of small wins, and then nurturing the client, educating them, getting them to trust us to the point where, of course, it would turn into a big win. And that's when I call it the $70,000 email. This is one of our first email blasts we did. And in 24 hours, we got a $70,000 response rate. So that really knocked me out of the stands in terms of realizing what InfusionSoft could do for us. And does anyone want to see what we've done in 350 man-hours? Well, this is, thank you. This is our 24 things that we've done, including apps and tools. It's too long for me to explain right now, but I'm going to go through a handful of them. The first is our dashboard. Since our revenues have been able to increase and grow such great rates, I've been able to hire administrative staff, sales staff, and production managers. And this actually is the basis, the platform, if you will, that we all work off of, so we can stay organized and we can know what's going on in the business. And I also travel a lot more. And just through having a smartphone or Wi-Fi connection, just through watching the dashboard, I can see exactly what's going on in my business. So this has been great for us. And then, of course, Gravity Forms. One of the biggest problems in my business is follow-ups. We will quote on anywhere from 200 to 300 quotes a month. Trying to follow up on that is near impossible. So what we do now is we send out an email. They'll click the link. It'll go to my website. And they can tell us where they are in the buying process, of course, pick a callback date, and then give us comments and reasons. And we can follow up appropriately from there. And this is our back end, the 9 possible scenarios of where a client will be in the buying process. And by the way, you will be getting screenshots of all this. At the end of it, I'm going to be giving you a website where you can go to and download everything. So you'll be getting all this information. Long-term nurture. Thanks. It's all for you guys. Long-term nurture, we broke it down to 6 main reasons why a client won't go with us. Do it yourself, cost too much, went with a competitor, exterior, not in season, or will do later. And so we've built out email sequences based on these reasons so we can nurture them back into a potential buying situation. InfusionSoft quoting tool, from what I understand, a lot of people don't use this, but in 2014, because we quote so many clients, this turned out to be 10% of our sales, about $130,000 in sales we wouldn't normally have gotten if we didn't use this tool. And because sometimes the client will come to us and we can't meet with them. So this gives us a chance to send them the email online, and so they can accept the quote. And of course, reputation loop, our actual satisfaction rating before InfusionSoft was 85%, and now it's 98.5%. We're one of the top-rated painting companies in Toronto. Thank you. InfusionSoft, thank you. In the past 3 years, it's been unbelievable. The revenues have been great. Before InfusionSoft, $375,000, and now 2014, $1.3 million. But the key, thank you. Thank you. The key stat that really knocked me out of the ballpark was the fact that I could lower my working hours from 90 to 60 hours and double my vacation days. Because as a painter, that just made no sense. To me, more clients means more headaches, more employees, more problems. And because we've been able to automate the process, as well as I've been able to create a platform so it's so duplicatable, I can hire someone to do a lot of our follow-ups as well as organizing. I've been able to cut my workday down significantly. And I have to say that I definitely did not do it myself. There's so many people I have to be thanking for. But start with Kelsey Bracher from Hired Gun Solutions. Without him, I definitely wouldn't have been up here, let alone part of InfusionSoft, so I have to thank him. Strategic Coach, I'm in the 3rd year of that program, as well as Grant Robinson and Mike Torgerson as well. Thank you very much. InfusionSoft and how it's changed my life. If there's one word I have to say how it's changed my life, I would have to say freedom, and freedom at last. As you saw in the video, love playing hockey, scuba diving, playing sports, and in the band, but the number one thing that it's done for me in my personal life was allow me to spend more time with my daughter. And before InfusionSoft, I was working 90 hours a week. If you do the math, it doesn't add up to a very good ratio with your daughter. And because I've been able to cut down my hours and build out my processes, I've been able to spend more time with my daughter, and I've pretty much learned every song in Frozen. And she said to me the other day, Daddy, I want to see more of you after school, because I would never pick her up from school, as she saw in the video. And now I get to pick her up every day from school, and to me, there's no amount of money, revenue that can substitute for that. And I have to really thank InfusionSoft, everyone that's helped me in my business to build it to this point. I'm eternally grateful. Thank you so much. I think I need some oxygen. The other thing, of course, we've been growing about 20 to 30% a year. And the reason why is because I've been able to spend my time on growing the business. We just actually netted an HGTV with Paul LaFrance on Custom Built. So you will be seeing us on HGTV Canada on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Thank you. We've been a part of Breakfast Television, Homes on Homes, House and Home Magazine. So I've been able to spend my money working on the business as opposed to in the business. So that's allowed us to grow the business exponentially in the past 3 years. And I do want to give this away to you. All screenshots as well as the top emails, go to passionatebrian.com, passionatebrian.com, and you will have access to everything, our top emails, top campaigns, as well as the slides that I mentioned, okay? Including the $70,000 email, so you should take that one down. You can use it in your business, that's fine. And I will be giving you my personal information as well. So if you have any questions about anything that we've done, I'd love to hear from you. It would be my utmost honor to be able to help any of you. And give me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I'd like to play a video for you.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Thank you, Rocky. In closing, I just want to say that I really believe that InfusionSoft chose me because I was the poster boy of what not to do in your business before 2012. And I was basically a one-man army, anti-technology guy, and the glorious, lovely business of painting. And in 3 short years of some determination, hard work, and of course using an incredible tool such as InfusionSoft, and getting Kelsey, of course, to implement things for me, I've been able to turn this thing around beyond my wildest dreams. I was sitting 3 years ago over in that section of InfusionCon, not sure what to do, confused, and a little bit fearful, to be honest. And I've just been able to turn it around, and I'm so happy to be able to share my dreams with you. And I really believe any one of you can do it as well. Live with passion, vote for Home Painters Toronto, and thank you very much. Thank you.